Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bakertron, and welcome to another game of Homeworld. Today we will have a 1v1 on, just for something a bit different, the map Subjugate Your Friends. Now I know we haven't seen this map that often, but I thought, you know, it'll be something... I can't even keep it up. Yeah, it's Subjugate Your Friends again. Yeah, whatever, we blah de blah de blah. You can tell I'm having a good day. Anyway, today, as you can probably see because I left that view on, we have two players. Over here, this is Aryan, or Aaron? Not Aaron, no, Aryan? I'm going to go with Aryan. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. And the red player over here, this is Lord. I think we've seen these two players elsewhere. In fact, I've got a terrible feeling I might have already cast this game, but I can't seem to find it in my well, in the history. So maybe it was one of the ones that I took off. Oh dear. Okay, well, never mind. I'm just gonna keep on going and hope that nobody notices that I might have cast this game already. So let's see what's going on. You can see here Aryan, the green player. There's up to 3 resource collectors there. Does he have a 4th over here? Yes, he does. So 4 resource collectors and a controller, which is always good. While his opponent, Lord, has these three harvesters here. Was that a 4th? Ah, he has 4 harvesters. But if you notice, the resource controller is missing, which means that Aryan is going to have a lot more income. Now, of course, the investment of this will have set him back slightly, but it'll only be a few trips from the resource collectors to sort of pay off that investment and bring him back up to the same as if he hadn't purchased the controller, and then he'll very quickly overtake Lord. So Lord has a small chance to sort of... well, he's got to hit before Aryan's resource collector starts to pay off, otherwise he's going to start falling more and more behind. Lord has already gone up to, I believe that is a multi-gun corvette. So he appears to be putting all his research into corvettes. He's got a nice group of support frigates as well, lots of scouts. Does he have an extra research ship? He started off with 4, and I think that's the amount you start off with. Oh, it's not over here, it's here-ish. 4, yes. So he hasn't put any money into research, which is fine. 4 is plenty on this map. So I think it's going to come down to, does Aryan keep all these resources alive long enough for the collector to pay off? And I think he's doing that at the moment. Lord is sort of hanging back. I mean, yes, he's got his strike crafting decent formations, he's got a nice corvette wall, but it's Aryan that's actually sort of controlling access to the centre resource patch, and Aryan has actually gone for defenders as well, so we have to see if they also pay off. But usually I think they're pretty good, especially in the hands of a player who knows what they're doing. And just by sitting here, he's forcing Lords to come to him. Not Lords, Lord to come to him and forcing him to react. So I think Aryan is in a very good position, but it looks like it could all kick off fairly soon. So let's see if we can select all these, and that way we can see what, if anything, dies. So the controller is under attack, and now Aryan can come in. It's already 1 scout, 2 scouts down for Lord, 3, 4, and it might have even been a corvette. Oh no, the corvettes are back here, so lots of scouts going down for Lord. Not a single casualty for Aryan yet. Lord clearly just didn't have the scout numbers, and I think only now is his corvette wall getting into the fight, and killed a couple of scouts now. But now those scouts can just start kamikazing everything, and these are light and multi-gun corvettes, so they're not fantastic against kamikaze scouts. If these support frigates, all 3 of them, were healing up the corvettes constantly and sort of healing them in between impacts from the scouts, then they might have survived, but quite a few of them did go down. One thing that Lord has done, which is incredibly impressive, is noticed which corvettes have scouts after them, and he's pulled them out of the corvette wall. And that's just going to give these corvettes a chance to sort of be healed up. But this support frigate has gone all the way off, and it's not healing anything, and these kind of... well, I don't know if they were healing the wrong ones or whatever, but this corvette wall is pretty much dead. Aryan just had too many scouts. He could sacrifice all of them in a kamikaze and he'd still have 9 light corvettes and these defenders back here. So he now has heavy corvettes out as well, which is always good. Pretty much in almost every single situation, apart from, you know, a grav oil generator. And now Lord, his support frigates are finding themselves in the middle of enemy territory. He sent in some more scouts, I think about 10, off to sort of... it's kind of like he sent them off to fly to their doom, but every second he can keep Aryan's strike craft back here fighting them is another second or two he can get his harvesters working. And Lord, in fact, has still not produced a single resource controller. So, as well as coming off better in that initial scout engagement, with not just good use of the scouts, but good use of the corvette wall, it opened fire straight away and started taking down scouts. As well as that, Aryan has the economical advantage. Now he just has to make sure he uses it to do some decent damage, and it looks like he's pretty much doing that. It's only 7 scouts going after these harvesters, but they can always kamikaze if they want the job done, and there just isn't anything for Lords that can stop them. In fact, Lord is now coming in with these corvettes, and he can pretty much ignore these remaining strike craft, although he seems to... these defenders are just picking them off while the corvettes go after the harvesters. So we're going to have to see something quite special come out of Lord. So I hope he's going for grav wells, or... well, that's really all he can do. Even a missile destroyer will struggle against this force here. And we should... we get multi-gun corvettes out for Aryan as well. So he's definitely staking a sort of claim to the corvette fight, and it's clearly won. To be honest, I'm now just filling dead air until something interesting happens. But yes, I mean, you can see the sort of how long these harvesters have to travel just to get resources back to the mothership. It's just not working for him. He's still in the fight. No, he's not still in the fight. He's still fighting. He's not in the fight though. But so he's got a couple of support frigates out, a couple of strike craft. But honestly, I think it's all over. Unless we see if he keeps these support frigates alive and gets them to join up with these support frigates. Oh, an iron cannon frigate. That's exactly what he doesn't want at this point. And then... no, that's not quite fair. If he gets a grav well generator out as well, sticks them all together and sends them in, he can grav well these down, use support frigates to heal it, and protect it from sort of kamikaze attacks, from resource collectors and whatnot. Then the iron cannon would be able to actually take out the strike craft. But I don't think Aryan is going to give him that chance. So it's not looking good for him. But you never know, Gravwell could be popping out at any moment whatsoever. So, and Aryan is just sticking with corvettes, which is fair enough. We might see mine laying corvettes. Those are pretty good corvettes, especially against capital ships. They just do so much damage. It's pretty insane. But I expect to see Aryan going for some additional frigates, switching into assault frigates, and then iron cannon frigates, just to properly sort of go toe to toe with Lord. Although he doesn't really need to do it. I think he's got enough forces here to take him on. just if we start getting out some extra frigates now and just give him that much more. Or we could just go straight for a destroyer just for the final nail in the coffin. In fact, these defenders are probably some of the most vulnerable craft Aryan has. Although, well, this is pretty vulnerable to iron cannons as well, but to be honest, they should all be able to dodge iron cannons. There we go. Lord loses another controller. He has one left back there. That's all I can see. So it really is not looking good. But let's just keep an eye on these iron cannons and see if they actually manage to get some kills in. There we go. Oh, they're going straight for the support frigates. The mothership itself is shooting some of these down and all that, but these corvettes are just going straight for these support frigates. One of them's already down. That's just insanely quick. These defenders are utterly free to kill anything they want, so I really hope you can hear me over the sound of the gunfire, because this is actually quite a cool view. And if you can't hear me, then I'm terribly sorry. But, yeah. It's a shame we can't fly through that little square hole in the top of the mothership. That would be so cool. Gearbox, if you're listening, hint, hint. I'm going to move out of that view just in case you can't hear me, because otherwise you'll just get 5 minutes of, well, not hearing me, and that's a terrible shame. It really is in this day and age. If Lord is lucky, he will get this support frigate, and there we go. That's probably almost the best he could have hoped for. He really is going to struggle against all these, well, everything. And as we can see, Aryan has switched into frigate production. With another figure coming out now. I think we can just sit on this view for a while until Lord sort of says I've had enough and gives up, or the mothership gets blown up. I hope we don't have to wait for the mothership to get blown up, because it will take quite a while. Yes, and actually Lord is doing quite a good job of taking out some of these support frigates. But it's not enough. It is not enough, ladies and gentlemen. Mothership trying to shoot down the assault frigate. And he does have some guns on, which is why it's slightly damaged. But as we can see, sort of natural regeneration is actually outdoing the damage. At least I think it was its natural regeneration. Let's just keep an eye on that. I just want to double check to see if ships can repair themselves. I've always thought they can, but now I'm getting paranoid, because obviously I have a total viewership of around 12, so I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I could have sworn some of that healed up before. Oh well, we can see Lord using his research ship to try to kamikaze into the corvette, but it's just not going to work at all. And I expect the research ship to explode fairly soon. So congratulations to Aryan, commiserations to Lord, ampersand equals open square bracket equals greater than sign. I did say commiserations to him, didn't I? Yeah, what else do I say in these situations? Oh, this has been a long day. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, even though it was a bit of a curb stomp. If you have enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, etc. Blah de blah de blah. I definitely saw that bar move up then. Definitely. But I'm just going to keep on this for a bit longer. I know for certain in Homeworld 2 ships we have a natural sort of repair rate, because I've modded that a bit. So that's why I sort of assumed Homeworld 1 had it. So yeah. It's all kicking off now. This is the point. Oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.